Hi, I'm Jason DeSalvo here with Joey Lauricella and Tom Kennedy on behalf of Fodera Guitars, and we're here today to talk about a model that we're really excited about. This is our Tom Kennedy Standard, which was released at the NAMM show in 2014, and I think we started working on it conceptually in early 2013 and got delivered to Tom just before the NAMM show, and Joey's going to take you through some of the key things about the bass that make it different.
Well, what makes this bass different, it's got a one-piece neck, it's a bolt-on. This is the first bolt-on of this single cutaway series that we did. And Tom had come to us with an idea of maybe doing something like this in a bolt-on, and we made it happen. Here it is.
So you can see, it's, even though it's a bolt-on, it follows the shape of our Emperor II very similarly.
And I have to tell you, in the Fodera tradition, I mean, it's just it's such an incredible instrument to play. It's a very convenient instrument for a number of reasons, but overall, for me, the biggest point for me is playability. It's truly a Fodera instrument, and I've just been playing the heck out of it.
Okay, let's go through the woods on this instrument. We start out with a 24-foot ebony fingerboard, a book match flame maple top. In the back we have a quarter sawn maple neck, one-piece neck, and also a one-piece body, bolt-on.
We use these because this is the same wood combination that Tom had us use on his custom bass, which is sitting to his right, and it suits Tom's playing style very well. He'll talk a little bit more about that, but it's a very articulate style. He has lots of fast runs in the music that he plays, and between the kind of bright percussive nature of ash, of course it always has good bass, but ash tends to be on the brighter end of the tonal spectrum, coupled with ebony, which is the brightest fingerboard material we use, and adds a real nice high shimmer and bell-like quality to the upper register. These two things together really help Tom cut through in a gig situation, and the bass was really designed around that.
And for me, it really just creates a very solid instrument that's, that just feels, it's always there. It's very reliable under my hands, whatever style of music I'm playing, whatever pickup configuration I'm in. I do a lot of, back pickup type playing, and, as Jason mentioned, with, fast runs and so on like that. And then also more of like a jazz sound, and this thing gets such an authentic sound in any of those type of settings. So, and I think it has a lot to do with just the solidness of the instrument and the woods used in it.
So on the Tom Kennedy Standard, what we used, first of all, is a 34-inch scale length, which is different than Tom's custom bass, which was 35. But this is 34-inch scale at Tom's request, 24 frets, 19 millimeter string spacing at the bridge, so 19 millimeters center to center. We've got a set of our dual coil pickups in there, and the actual preamp that we use is the Fodera Pope standard preamp.
Okay, the features on the preamp are, right here is a master volume. You have an active passive tone, a balanced pan pot. On this bass, you have active treble, bass, and in Tom's case, on this model, we're using a stacked mids pot, which is the lower one is a lower mids, the upper one is for high mids. Then there's an active passive switch, so you can bypass the system, and you have a coil tap. If you put the switch up, it's in single coil mode, and the outside coils are on. You put the switch down, it's in full humbucking mode. The preamp also features, it's an 18-volt system. It's got 2 batteries in it. And it also has a trim pot inside the preamp where you can control the active level of the preamp. So you can either have it at unity, or you can boost the preamp a little bit and you get the boost in the frequency.
So I think from my perspective, and the two sounds that I use the most with this thing would be the back pickup, as I spoke of earlier, with the two coils active, and it's very easy. You know, with this preamp, basically what I'm doing is just boosting the mid frequencies equally. In my application, that seems to work the best, and it definitely brightens the sound, and it gives me that punch, but then also a little bit of the higher frequency to get those notes to come out the way I want them to come out. And then it's very easy just to pull that back to flat, basically. Pull this switch, you know, to single coil, which activates the two outer coils, you know, to go directly into slapping. And as I said, it's such an amazingly clean sound on both, and you know, it's so easy to get there from one to the other. Also, the idea of the 34, for those of you that are curious, is that I grew up playing 34-inch scale bolt-on basses, so it just seemed to make a lot of sense to me to have a 34 again.
So we're going to have Tom play this for you so that you get a chance to hear the Tom Kennedy standard. I would like to make one point, though, and that is that even though it's one of our quote-unquote standard models, it's made by exactly the same team that makes all of our custom things. We are located in Brooklyn, New York. Everything's done there. Our pickups, our bridge, preamp, all of this stuff is proprietary to us. We don't use any off-the-shelf parts, actually with the exception of our tuners. The tuners are the only thing that, you know, are not unique to Fodera, and we're pretty proud of that as such a small company. So without further ado, let's let you hear how this thing sounds, and Tom's going to take it away.
Hi, this is Tom Kennedy, and I'm demonstrating the Tom Kennedy standard. I couldn't be more proud. What a wonderfully versatile instrument it is, and I'll just give you a couple of sound bites here. You can kind of get an idea of what it does. The normal sound that I like to use is more of a back pickup type sound, but I like to use both coils in the back pickup. It gives me a little bit more of a, you know, round kind of sound, but also the punch I'm looking for. So here's a little example of that. Okay, so you can see that that's kind of a, kind of a, you know, back pickup sound, but a little mellow, which is applicable to, you know, just playing with a rhythm section, playing a supporting bass part. Then if you want to, you know, make that a little bit punchier, I'll just use one of the coils of the back pickup, which would be the coil closest to the bridge, and this gives me a punchier sound. So you can hear that it's a little brighter, a little punchier. The next thing I'd like to show you is the middle setting, which is both pickups, which would be more used for, you know, supportive playing and also for a little bit of slapping. And for this, I roll out some of the mids that I had in the earlier sound, and I'll start by using just the two outer coils, which will give you kind of a more of a funky jazz bass kind of sound. Okay, and then same thing with this. If I kind of want to mellow that sound out, but maintain that kind of you know, timbre, I'll just add the remaining coils, and so I'll get the same kind of sound, but it'll be a little bit thicker, a little bit, you know, fatter sound. So all of these sounds are really useful, and just depending on what type of thing you're playing, what type of recording you might be doing, or room situations. So the last thing I'd like to do is, I grew up playing a P bass as a kid, and you can so easily emulate that with this bass, which is just amazing to me. So here's a little demonstration of that. And that's a very clear. It still cuts. It's very applicable. You can hear it in the mix. I've used that sound a lot on recordings as well. And then if I use both coils together on that pickup, it's even a little bit fatter. Okay, so that kind of gives you an outline of the different sounds on this this bass, and I just love the versatility of it. Fodera's done it once again.